Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss about a very important journal of Elsevier, that is Future Generation Computer System. So let's start. So I think you can see the homepage of Future Generation Computer Systems here. In short, we know this journal in the form of FGCS. Now the CIT score of this journal is 13.3 and impact factor is 7.187 as of now. Now, as you can see, that impact factor is very good, above than 5. And you can, I will also show you that the journal is SCI listed. Additionally, it's a Q1 listed journal. So overall, the journal is really good. It's an elite class journal of Elsevier. Okay, now we will go some additional information. So it starts with basic. With respect to the article and issues, all the information, latest issues, all issues, article in press, article collaboration link data set is here. Then you can look the aim and scope editorial board, indexing, news, announcement, videos, audio slides in about. Then in publish menu, you can have the options to submit your article, guide for authors, call for papers, open access options, author services, and the editing services. Then with respect to order journal, you can have the personal subscription or the institutional one. Okay, then you can submit your article, you can search inside the journal, then you have the guide for authors. So in this way, like the very general things means everything is available over here. Now, main thing, whenever you are going for a particular journal, you should see that what are the aims and scope, because many times our paper just getting rotated into different journals because we don't focus that what is the actual aim and scope of the journal. Okay, so journal might be very good, but it is not fitting. It means your work is not fitting into the scope of journal, or the journal is not fitting into your research domain, then obviously it's a wastage of time. So let's see. So as you can see that aim and scope says that computational and storage capabilities, databases, sensors, and people need to collaborative tools. Okay, and okay, here it is. FGCS aims to lead the way in advanced distributed systems, collaborative environments, high performance, and high performance computing. Okay, so here it is specifically going to focus on the novel application for novel infrastructure. Novel infrastructure, then complex workflow applications, big data registrations, problem-solving environments, cementing and knowledge-based systems, methods for high performance and high throughput, urgent computing, then scientific, industrial, social, and educational implications, education, etc. Okay, so these are some of the aims and scope. It is not that journal is only restricted to these ones. Okay, it is always like this. Then some of the methods and tools means the tools for infrastructure development, distributed dynamic resource management, information management, methods, protocols, and emerging standards, and then the security aspects. And lastly, theory. So here, the process simplification, program and algorithm design, theoretical aspects of large scale communication, scaling and performance protocols, and their verification. So you can see that majorly the scope is divided into 3 domains. One is the application and application support. Second is the methods and tools, and third one is the theoretical. So theoretical computer science papers can also be published in FGCS. Then you can have some sort of methods or the tool-based work, then it is also applicable. And finally, application-based work is always welcome. So as you can see that the journal name itself says that the future generation computer system. So future generation means that there need to be some theoretical base. There need to be some advanced tools and techniques. And obviously there has to be some numerous futuristic applications. So all the things are covered in future generation computer system. So overall, very good scope. Then moving forward, that the main thing that what is the editorial board structure and what is the indexing and abstracting. So let's see first the editorial board members. So here you can see that Michelle Toffa, from the University of Tennessee, and she is the editor-in-chief, then the special content editor Sunita Chandrasekharan, and obviously there will be a lot more editorial board members. Yes, here you can see advisory board, then these are the editors, reason why the editor might be, and then might be some other team members like the editors and editing and the other people. Okay, so in this way you can see that almost 30-40 people are there. And obviously, these many people are not a surprise because it is a top-notch journal and everybody wants to be on the editorial board or the advisory board of a top-notch journal. So that's why so many people are there. no surprise. Then I think we should close it now and we should go. Okay, right here only. Here only the abstracting and indexing is given. So here you can see that ACM computing reviews, Cambridge Scientific Abstracts, CompuScience, Computer Abstracts, Computer Literature, Index, Current Contents, then the Current Contents, Engineering Index, Inspec, Research Alert, Science Citation Index Expanded, most important one, this one. Okay, then Scopus and Web of Science. So usually you should look for Web of Science, Scopus and SCI. Okay, but in particular, if you are going for a high-level research, definitely and always research means look for Science Citation Index, means SCI or SCIE. Okay, if SCI means Science Citation Index, only SCI is not available in the indexing list, then don't worry. SCIE and SCI means Science Citation Index Expanded or simple SCI. Both are kind of same thing. Okay, initially Science Citation Index was very much restricted to only few journals and those were published in paper form. Okay, but then the electronic version of journals also came and many new journals got added to SCI list. So then the SCIE came into picture. Okay, so SCI and SCIE both are kind of synonyms. So obviously, as a recommendation for this particular journal, I will recommend highly for this particular journal because it is very good journal having very good high impact factor and having the SCI listing. Okay, if there is high impact factor, then don't go for a particular journal. High impact factor, SCI listing, and the journal should be Q1 ranking. So this FGCS is a Q1 ranking journal, we'll see. So overall, it's a complete package. So we move on to the SCI Mago site. So here you can see that SCIMagojournal.com. So here you have the journal and the country ranking. So let's see what it has to say about future generation control system. So the H index of FGCS is 119, very good H index. Then it offers the two quartiles, computer networks and communications, and the hardware and architecture. Sorry, three quartiles. Third one is software also. Okay, ISSN is this one, and the coverage is listed here from 1984 to 2021. And it's a Netherlands journal homepage, and all the links are given over here. Okay, scope we have already seen, but if you want to discuss in short, then it focuses specifically on distributed system, collaborative environment, high performance computing, big data, clouds, and IoT. Okay, and here you can see that in 1999 to 2020 they have given the Q index also. So it is the three tracks, means three quartiles: computer network and communications, hardware architecture, and software. All three tracks have Q1 ranking right now. So in this way, it's a complete Q1 journal. Okay, and if your work didn't get published in FGCS because of tough competition and the low acceptance rate, then you can go for these journals also. Okay, these are the kind of similar journals to FGCS. So here, Journal of Parallel and Distributed Computing, then Computing, and Concurrency Computations Practices and Experience, ACM Transaction on Internet Technology. Okay, and there are some more. So in this way, you can have a look on the particular journal, then you can go for the impact factor checking, and then there the indexing in SCI and everything else. Okay, these are some of the graphs listing the SJR, total citations, citations per document, sorry, total documents, then the total citations, self citations also. Okay, in Scopus there is a facility you can remove the self citations. So without self citation, you can see that without self, these are the self citations, and these are the total number of citations. Okay, so total number of citations and self citation difference, that is the citations from outside. So in this way, you can see all the things. Then it is the citations per document with respect to 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. It's also good to know that how the citations are growing per year. Then the uncited documents, then the cited documents, means it also shows that if there is a bias with respect to citations, means there are some outliers. Only few journals are getting cited, but getting cited at very high rate, means some very popular author is writing continuously paper for a particular journal, then some of the articles are getting cited tremendously, but most of the articles are not getting cited at all. Then this gap will be large, but as you can see that gap is not much. So means this graph, this green graph will be very fine, but it's quite large. So obviously it is kind of very good citations here. Then in short, if you don't want to go into analytics, simply drag down and see this widget. Okay, in this widget, it will show you that FGCS is a Q1 journal. That's all. Okay, you don't need to go into much analytics, everything. Simply see it is Q1, it is SCI1, and it is having good impact factor. That's all. Go for publication. Okay, these are the comments. You can also drop yours. Then I think we have covered most of the things with respect to future generation computer system. Now, with respect to some general terms, that what is FGCS and what FGCS means to a general author, then I think some of the common things that you should always focus on, that how a journal is accepting publications, means how it is publishing papers. So the works those are submitted to a journal are accepted based on their quality. Many times people also say that they are getting accepted because of the author's credibility, means if there is a very famous author in one of the papers, then obviously that paper will definitely get accepted, but it is not always the case. But most of the cases it is kind of true also, means from practical realistic point of view it happens. I am not denying that possibility also. Okay, but still don't worry if you don't have big name in your paper, then don't worry. If your work has quality, definitely it will get published. Okay, not in one journal, but definitely in other second or third try. Okay, then there is a concept of relative citation ratio. Okay, so RCR is a means relative citation ratio is a measure that shows the strength of research output independent of time and research discipline. RCR allows for objective comparison between journals irrespective of their subject specialty and time published. These are two important factors. Means irrespective of the subject specialty and the time published, it shows the comparison. Okay, so point is that normally whenever you are going for publishing RCR, if you are not able to get, means don't no need to worry. In short, as I told you, you just go for three kind of parameters. One is indexing, second is impact factor, and third one is Q1 listing. Okay, that's all. That will be sufficient. Then with respect to future generation computer system, some of the data I have gathered at my side, so I'm going to discuss with you guys. First thing that very famous, means what's the top researchers published ever, and they have at least one of their works in FGCS. So it's a very good and a very well-known journal of Elsevier. Additionally, the Chinese Academy of Science, King Saud University, University of Amsterdam, etc. So many institutes are there which are globally publishing their works in FGCS, and so many countries and means so many authors from different countries are actively involved in FGCS. Okay, now the main point is that what are the key research areas and what are the key research topics that FGCS focuses on, because getting accepted into a journal is a very good thing. But first thing, what is the entry point? The entry point is whether you are fitting into the scope of journal or not. So many times it's a debated issue that we should write a journal work, means we should write an article with respect to a particular journal, or first we should write and then we should find a journal. So both things have their own advantage, because if you are writing with respect to a particular journal, means you are not focusing on your actual thoughts, means your interest or kind of your research direction might be different, and your journal that you are looking to might be focusing into a different direction. So that's why focus onto your research, then look for a particular journal. Okay, because with respect to every research domain, there are some good journals. So it is not like that you always need to come back to FGCS only. Definitely it is a good journal, but if it is not fitting into your scope, obviously you can't get into. Okay, so first thing, that what are the research focus? So some of the common research focus on of FGCS are cloud computing, parallel computing, parallel algorithms, data management, computational social science, history of computer science, management information system, cryptography, computer security, ubiquitous computing, artificial neural network, distributed computing, artificial intelligence, computational mathematics, and imperative programming. Additionally, grid programming, and wireless networks, etc. These are some of the other general topics. Okay, so point is that whenever you are working in these domains or in these research areas, you should focus on FGCS. Means it's a kind of good suit for you. So, and in short, if I say that FGCS and the JNCA, their research focus is kind of same only. Most of the things are same. Okay, you can see the JNCA review also. There also you will hear about the same kind of research areas. Additionally, what are the some of the keywords? Means what are the some of the key research points on which you can focus on, specifically if you are going to get into FGCS. Then I think some of the main keywords or the main kind of points that you should focus on are similar to JNCA again, and those are Internet of Things, big data, future generation computer systems, grid computing, fog computing, edge computing, smart city, distributed computing, parallel computing, then data centers, cyber physical systems, scalability, deep learning, middleware, cloud storage, grid computing, supercomputer, and access control. Okay. Additionally, if you are working in the field of cryptography, authentication, MapReduce, resource allocation, etc., that is also a good suit. Okay. So I think most of the things we have covered. And if you didn't get any of that thing, then you can comment down below. And additionally, if you want to share something from your own side, if you think that there are some more details that you have that which is not covered in this particular video, please let me know. I will definitely try to include that information in my future videos. Okay, it's a kind of I'm making these videos to have kind of collaborative information system, and in this collaborative ecosystem means if we exchange information, then I think we can learn together. So with these words, I close this video. Thank you for watching this video. Happy learning.